Live on YouTube. What's up, everybody? And we are live right here for all of you guys. Okay, let's grab some markers and let's roll. Today, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about how to make $1 million in the next 3 years, like a step-by-step model. Okay, that's the whole goal for today. Okay, is to teach you guys how to make $1 million, and it's not like some bullshit like I pull this out of my pocket business model where I teach you guys how to go out and make $1 million doing something that I haven't done before. I did this in less than 2 years, and it can be done in 2 years. I wanted to make it where I exaggerated the time a little bit to make it come into fruition. One thing that I know about most people that are on here right now is that they're not me. One thing about me is that I'm very assertive in what I do. And I've been extremely, extremely ambitious my whole professional career. And I know in a world where people are live in fear, predominantly, most of you guys, 89% of you guys by statistics, I didn't make it that way. It's just the way the world works. And it's all based on our bullshit education system in all reality. And when I say that, it's because our education system was set up by the Rockefellers to teach you guys how to go out and be good employees, and me, not just you guys, me too. So I know that system. I was the kid in school that was pulled out to go to the reading van for special ed reading every single multiple times a week, not every day, but multiple times a week. So during the fun stuff like art, I was taken out of class. I was taken out of class. My collar's still jacked up from going to the gym earlier. And so I know that feeling. And I know a lot of you guys know that feeling because I was dyslexic. I couldn't read right. And I was put in this bullshit system where, to me, it was better to throw an eraser or a staple at somebody and get stuck in a corner than have to read out loud in class because I couldn't read because I read too slow. I was dyslexic. So I really went to high school like a fifth grade education because I was stuck in a corner. But one thing I learned how to do in college was I learned how to document read really well. Now, I want to explain something to you guys, and I'm on this movement here because one of a really close friend of mine, he said, Jerome, you need to really teach people, and somebody I highly respect, he said, Jerome, you need to teach people how to become the person that you are because that's the byproduct of everything that you do is the success comes from who you are individually, who you are as a person. It doesn't come from, let me see if I can get that's from one of my skylines here at my house. Let me see if I can get to where you guys can read it a little bit better. That's better right there, isn't it? Okay. And so I want to share with you guys a little bit about who I am. And let me tell you guys, by far, you guys don't want to be me. Okay. Nor do I want you guys to be me. And I'm not telling you guys to be me. But what I am telling you guys is there's an aspect to the way I live my life that shows its weight and attributes in regards to how most of you guys should at least try living your lives. And one of the big things right now is that, most people don't focus at all on their health. And the little tiny bit that they do, they feel like they're doing a lot, and they're not. A lot of people don't focus on the relationships, right? Like my wife and I didn't have a perfect weekend, even this past weekend, but we're always working at stuff, right? Like, sometimes we don't see things eye to eye in the way you raise your kids or the way you do things with your kids, but you always work at that stuff every single day, every single moment, right? And you try to get better, and none of you guys are going to get great at it. It's like ongoing for like your whole life, right? And it's becoming aware. It's becoming humble enough to become better at those things because you can go out and make a shit ton of money. But if you make a shit ton of money and you're still a piece of shit as a person, you're going to lose the money. You're going to be miserable. So why even go? So I guess I shouldn't say why even go make it because it does make life a lot easier. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to teach you guys a step-by-step system that I utilized. And in 1999, when I built my first house and I made $85,000 in profit, or 83,000 is what it really was. I sat back and I was like, okay, how do I scale this to $1 million business model where I actually had like $1 million in the bank account? Because with my other company, I was making good money, but I was spending a lot of it to grow and scale. This was a company that I was able to say, okay, let me set the capital aside and let me actually build a net worth that I have $1 million in cash in my pocket. And so one of the big things is like, if you're working a job right now, it's okay. You guys, I tell you guys, don't quit your job. Like Roman is one of my business partners. He still works for LinkedIn, making over $500,000 on salary. I told him, why would you quit your job? The development game You could run it as a full-time business, but at the level that we're doing that and the way we do it, hiring contractors and hiring subcontractors and everybody, why would you quit your job? Why would you quit your job? And so I told him, I said, look, guys, swipe left to close. Okay. So I told him, I said, look, keep your job. And I tell you guys, keep your jobs as well. Now, here's the thing, guys. I want to break down the business model for you guys so that you guys can actually see exactly where the money comes from. I just don't want to tell you guys, hey, go build a house, make 100 grand. Watch. I want you guys to see exactly where it comes from. So right now, I want you guys to focus on people that have money. One of the things is our business model focuses predominantly around affordable housing when it comes to the multifamily space. But in order to generate capital to put it into affordable housing with people that have to pay rents and residually pay those month after month, year after year for the rest of their lives, which is where our residual income comes from, we had to be able to generate some capital from someplace so that the bank saw some type of affluency, stability. And one thing that I see from business owners all the time, so that you guys that are entrepreneurs, none of you guys want to pay taxes, but yet you guys want to buy cars and houses and stuff like that. Look, if you don't have some type of taxable income, you can't do that. And so this will give you that. Now, there's another tool so that you don't pay income taxes, but you still show the revenue on your books, because I don't want to pay income taxes either. And I don't want to pay it. I want to do it legally. And I don't want to be running around trying to pay cash for stuff. So I'm going to teach you guys a couple different things today that are actually going to help you guys better understand a little bit more about not only how to make money, but how to keep it. Okay. I want you guys to also learn how to keep your money. Okay. Now, we're focusing on the upper demographics of the upper 24% of our population. Okay. Why? Because these are the people that constitute for 18% of homes that are being purchased cash right now in 2023. And one of the big things is you go in and yes, you want some of those cash buyers. These are the people that have affluency. They're like the people like our moms and dads, our grandparents, people that have worked a 30-year career, people that are upper money earners that can afford to go out and pay more for a home. We don't focus in the 300 to $500,000 range. In fact, let D.R. Horton do that. Let Pulte do that. Let all the big builders do all that stuff. I want you guys to focus on a demographic that focuses on the upper middle class. $500,000 in up to about $1 million. If you're in some of the affluent areas across the United States, like California, Washington State, New York City, Miami, Salt Lake City, Utah, or some of the areas where it's extremely hard to hit the upper demographics unless you build a $1.1 million home or a $1.2 million home, those areas only you can focus on that. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you guys focus predominantly on the upper middle class and everything above $500,000, but do not go over $1 million unless you're in one of those affluent areas. Okay. Now, here's the thing, guys. How many of you guys would love to work with me, directly with me? How many of you guys would love an opportunity to work directly with me? By show of hands, comments in the comment section. A few of you guys, how many of you guys would like to get to shadow what I do and work with directly with me? Okay. A few of you guys. Okay, so listen, guys, at the end of this, I'm going to give 10 of you guys an opportunity to come in and work directly with me and work directly with my team. Is that fair? Okay, we have several hundreds of people in here, so we have, like 500 people in here. Okay, so we have hundreds and hundreds of people between all the platforms and stuff that we're on right now. We probably have someplace in the neighborhood of 1,000 people that are watching this right now, but I'll give an opportunity to 10 of you guys. Okay, and I want to encourage everybody to desire to work with us, because even if you don't work directly with me, I want to be able to go in and have an opportunity to still help all of you guys. Okay. Now, 10 of you guys, I'm going to do like this short 15-minute assessment of where you guys are on your specific area, where I get you guys on the phone, 10 of you guys that make a commitment to work with us today at the end of this video. And with those 10 people, I'm going to get on the phone with them for 15 minutes and help just lay out a business model. Then I'm going to put you with my team, and then my team's going to work directly with you guys. And then we're going to work in partnership over the course of time together. So ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have you guys apply to come in and work directly with us. Does that sound fair? Okay, now, what we're going to do is, let me give you the business model broken down. And the biggest mistake most people make is they go in and they look for land, or they come in and they go, Jerome, I got a piece of land. My family inherited it and blah, 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 blah. And they tell me, and I go, okay, cool. But does the business model work there is the big question. Because you can have a piece of land, but strategically, why would you go put effort into one piece of land that maybe is going to bear you $100,000 profit, where you can go maybe 10 minutes down the street, 15 minutes down the street, 30 minutes down the street, and do the exact same business model that makes you $200,000. And I've had people tell me, well, Jerome, I've never made $100,000 like that before, so it's more than I've ever made. Who cares? That's a limited mindset. Make sure that you guys go out and maximize what you're going to make. Because if you're going to put your effort into something, just maximize your profit. Even though you might have a limited mindset that you've never made that much, who cares? Maximize it. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I always tell people, let's say for theoretically speaking, let's take the median between 500 and $1 million. Let's take a $750,000 home. Okay. Now, it is not safe to play under the $500,000 mark, ladies and gentlemen. Just FYI, it is not safe to play there. Don't play there, because some people will sit back and go, Jerome, but I just want to play it safe. I just want to do like a little $300,000-$400,000 house. Why? You might only make like $50,000 profit, and if the market converts backwards, what if that $50,000 gets compressed and you can't sell it and you lose your $50,000 profit? You work for free for the next 6-9 months. So here you can make $150,000 to $200,000 profit, and if the market contracts, you have to sell it for $50,000 less. You still make $150,000. That's why I like this. I like this model, because even in the 2008 recession, I was still making $85,000 a house. And then after about 6 months, I pushed myself back up to $110,000 a house by altering my business model a little bit. And that's what I'm going to teach you guys today. Okay, so what size home do you build? In a market like today, where interest rates are high, money is expensive, people don't buy what they want, they buy what they need. Okay, what I always tell people is like, don't go in and try to build something that you feel people want. Build what people need, like everybody in the world needs. Okay, like I got a student right now, and he tells me, he goes, Jerome, but if I lived in the house, I go, you're not going to live in the freaking house. Why are you, like, you're not going to live in the house? Well, if I lived in the house, I would do X, Y, and Z, and I would do this, and I would put this here. And I'm like, okay, great. That's great. Build a beautiful, respectful, high quality home, trimmed out correctly, and do it in a fashion where the masses are in need of it and they like it. But why in the world would you build a custom home that you fall in love with, that you want? Because what you want isn't what other people need. So don't worry about what you want. There's a business model to this, ladies and gentlemen. Follow it. Don't reinvent the wheel. When I became a Subway franchisee, Fred DeLuca came to Albuquerque, New Mexico, out of everywhere in the country, to visit Jerome, of all people, right? Like, why would Fred DeLuca, the founder of Subway, come out and want to meet me? Because when I came in, you're only supposed to buy one store your first year and 2 stores your second year. And in less than 14 months, I had over 10 stores. And in less than 2 years, I had over 16 stores. And my stores went from the stores I was buying went from $5,000 a week to $9,000 a week. And it took us less than 60 days at every location to do that. And the reason why is Fred DeLuca, when he met me, he goes, Jerome, how in the world are you getting these $5,000 a week stores that are 13 years old to hit $9,000 a week? And I said, Fred, I go, bro, when I decided to do Subway, I had looked at Panera Breads, I had looked at Haagen-Dazs, I had looked at Smash Burgers, I had looked at every single franchise across the United States. And I picked Subway because there was a system to it. And I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I just wanted to duplicate that system because it wasn't Jerome's way. It's not Michael's way. It's not Susan's way. It's friggin' Subway. You created it. I'm just duplicating it. And I go in and all I do is marry good customer service and a good quality product behind your system. And I don't friggin' change it. And I don't let my staff change it. I don't let anybody change it because it's Subway. And all I do is that. And that's how I took my stores and we friggin' crushed it. And then Fred DeLuca and I became really good friends. And he goes, I wish everybody thought like you. And I said, and so I'm telling you guys, think like me. Don't reinvent the wheel. We've laid it out for you guys. Just follow the roadmap. Okay, $750,000. Look, what people are in need of is a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom home across the United States. And so you can do that on building a house with less than 2,700 square feet. So unless you're like in Texas where everything's bigger and better, stay under the 2,700 square foot range. And you can go in, so don't get anything over 2,700. square feet, okay? So stay less than. Now, I'll tell you, all my homes are between 24 and 2,500 square feet. So let's take like a 2,400 square foot house, okay, at 750. 2,400 square feet. That's abbreviated for square feet, okay? Now, we take that price. Let's say that the land cost us $150,000 for the land, okay? That's a little more than I like to pay for that price home. But let's say it's 150,000. I would try to pay about 100 and a quarter. But even if it's 150, let's go a little bit on the unsafe side just to go a little higher so we don't overpromise people, right? So 150K, okay? Now, the build nationwide, the average price to build a house right now, new construction, not including contractors' fees, is $141 a square foot. If you go to the National Association of Home Builders and you just Google it, the National Association of Home Builders, right now, it costs $141 a square foot to build the average home. So let's say it costs us $150 a square foot to build that house. If you hire a contractor, a flat fee, or you run it under our business model, it's going to cost you between $150 and $155 a square foot. So let's say that if we have a 2,400 square foot house, let me grab my calculator. So if we have a 2,400 square foot house, 2,400 times $150 a square foot, that's $360,000. Okay. Now, that includes your soft costs. That includes your architecture, your engineering, all your plans, all of that stuff. That's when you go in and you get your loan. Now, $360,000 in build costs. That includes your water connect fees, your septic tank or sewer connect fees, your electrical and gas. And we're not even doing gas in a lot of builds right now. But these two things are what you're going to need to go get a loan. Those two things right here. So you take that 360 plus that 150K, that's a total of $510,000, right? 460, yeah, 510. So that's 510 build cost in, okay? Okay, total cost to build, including land. Now, you're going to have some closing fees. You don't finance this stuff. This is the part that you're going to finance through your construction loan. But what you're going to go in and you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to get you're going to need to close on it at the end. Now, you don't finance the closing costs, but you're going to have 3% to the buyer's broker, 3% to the selling broker, and then you're going to have 1.5% to the escrow company as well. So what you'll end up doing is you'll go in and you'll have your closing fees, 7.5% of this price right here, of the 750. So we take 750 times 0.075. That's $56,000. Okay, now you add all this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. You add all this stuff up, and your total cost. And I'm going to do some debt service down here. You guys see that? Debt service, debt service. Yeah, you guys can see that. Okay, so total cost is going to be 360 plus 56 plus 150 equals 566. And then you'll probably have about $20,000 in debt service, okay? Now, it'll probably cost you closer to $10,000 in debt service, but let's say you have a hard money lender or some really expensive debt because it's your first house that you're building. Let's double that expense, right? Because the loan graduates as you draw on this money. They just don't give you that money in your bank account. The bank, as you progressively go through the bill, gives you draws on that money, and then they start charging you interest in sequence with the draws, okay? So you go in, you have $586,000. That looks like shit. Hold on. 586. Total cost. Okay, now plus 20 minus the 750. That's 164. Okay. 164K net. Okay, so conservatively speaking, you're making about $164,000. That's on every building, okay? Now, let's take a look at this on a 3-year standpoint, okay? Let's take a look at this on a 3-year standpoint, month by month. You guys ready to learn? You guys want to see how to get to $1 million and what you need to do? Realistically, guys, like I'm talking like, let's say it takes you the whole first year just to figure this out. And one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest setbacks that people have in today's society, where they open up Instagram and someone's in their friggin' Lamborghini or their Ferrari, and then some dipshit sitting on a fucking couch sits back and goes, hey, I want to get rich quick, or it's not fast enough, or I want a PhD on how to build houses like in one hour class. And I sit back and go, I'm like, my instant success, ladies and gentlemen, it came from a 30-year career. I'm 31 years into entrepreneurship right now and 26 years into building and developing. And ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a great job of it and in great magnitudes, but it's taken me my whole life. Okay. And yes, in early years in 2000, it only took me 2 years to become a millionaire. But ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get a PhD in one hour class. Okay. So be patient with me. I'm freaking good at what I do, but I'm not a miracle. I'm not a miracle worker. I don't have like a pocket full of pixie dust. I go overall, you guys, and it comes down and all of a sudden you get rich. No, guys, this is real. Okay. This is real. Okay, it's not get rich quick, it's get rich for sure, but you have to apply yourself to it. Let me give you an example, guys. My apartment complexes, everybody goes back to the oohs and ahs of them. Jerome's building a $70 million apartment complex. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't make a friggin' dime on those for 3 years at best. I'll work for free for 3 years, but at the end of 3 years, I got a $70 million asset that makes me hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue every single year, and I get a big, massive tax write-off, and I also get millions and millions of dollars of equity and a lot of millions of dollars in cash out refis and stuff too. So it's super cool. And I got a lot of those, but it takes time, is what I'm telling you guys. It's not get rich quick. It takes time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is where you go get your money from the bank from. Okay, this is important. Okay, now let's take a look at this month by month, step by step. Okay, now year number one. Okay, let's say it takes you the first 3 months just to figure out what your demographical area is. You come in, you work with us, not one class, not 2 classes, not 3 classes, not 4 weeks, not 5 weeks, not maybe it takes you someplace in the neighborhood of 3 months. 3 months to just like get your mind right first. Just to say, okay, all the bullshit I've been fed in school needs to be washed out, scrubbed, flush down the drain. You're learning new concepts, new ideas, new ways of lending, new ways of building, new ways of generating revenue. And it takes you 3 months to figure out the demographical area in your community that you could go out and build and learn how to go out and generate that type of profit, right? Because in every single community across the United States, now that we have thousands of people that have come and worked with us, and we have hundreds of people that are active and making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it, ladies and gentlemen, we know that it works in every city across the United States, anywhere. Okay. So when you do that, let's say it takes you 3 months. So your first 3 months, you're learning. Okay. So it takes you 1 through 3, you're learning. Okay. Month 4, you find a lot. Okay. Month number 4, you find a lot. You don't buy a lot, you just find a lot and you tie it up. And let's say you do like a 90-day close on it and you do a delayed close on the lot. Okay, so we do month number 4, find a lot. Okay, now, once we find the lot, the second we find the lot, you go in and you get architecture, engineering, you start working on your soft costs, you tie up the lot, you make sure it's secured, you go in there, you don't worry about it not being the right lot yet because you have a little bit of a due diligence period, and now you start executing fast. You get the surveyor in there, you get your architect working on platting the house, you get everybody in there starting to work. You're committed to making sure that the business model works, the house is going to work on the area, and the lot is the right lot. And so month number 4, you find a lot that gives you the $750,000 return because comps tell us. We don't go in and tell you. Jerome doesn't tell you. The comps in the area tell you that area works. So we go in, we find a lot. Now, month number 5 and month number 6, we're going out. We're working on architecture, engineering. We're working with our surveyors, and we're making sure that everything is getting done. Let's say it takes you 3 months. So it takes you month number 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 3 months. So month number 6. Now we have a set of designs that we can go to permits with. Okay, so we're at month number 6. So month 4 through 6, design. design time, and permits. Okay, now, month number 7 and 8 is plan review time. Now, there are a few municipalities across the United States, predominantly like in California and the real busy states like Washington State, they take a little bit longer. But you could come into municipalities like mine and have permits once you get to this phase. In 6 months, you can get permits in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. You know, I'd go to the state of New Mexico, submit, or go to the county and submit, and 2 weeks later, I have a set of building permits. But then there's other places that it takes several months to get it. But let's take an average of that. Let's say that it goes in on month number 6, it goes in for plan review, 6, 7, month number 6 through 8 to get your permits. Okay, so 6 through 8 is permits. Now, the average home is going to take you guys probably in the neighborhood of 6 months to build. I used to do a 120-day build on the same homes that I'm building today. So I would go in, that's 4 months, ladies and gentlemen. I would build a house from start to finish. I was extremely ambitious. That's why I was able to do this in less than 2 years, because I was building every house in 4 months. Now, when I go in, let's say it takes you guys 6 months. So we take month number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, to finish the house. And number 13, you're finishing the house and you put it for sale in month number 13. So 8 through 12, your build time, okay? So 8 month number, these are months up here, guys. These are months, is build time. Month number 13, for sale. Okay, you put the house for sale. So let's say that the average home, by the time you close on it, it's going to take at least 60 days, ladies and gentlemen. You guys go in, plan on at least a 60-day sale. So now, month number 13, month number 14, the house is for sale on month number 13 and 14. So now, month number 14, you sell it. Month number 15, you cash out. Okay, so now month number 14, you sell the house. Month number 15, you cash out. Okay, now, this is important, guys. Listen up. Pay attention, guys, because I don't start, this is just one house. Now, you cash out right over here when you sell the house, you made 160K, okay? You made that 160K that we talked about right back here. But now, when you guys go in month number 13, you don't wait to look for another lot in month number 14 or 15. What you do is back here on month number 6 or 7, once you get your permits and that house is facilitated, you go tie up another lot. But you don't just tie up one lot, you tie up 2 lots. So right here at month number 8, 9, you tie up 2 lots and you do a delayed close. Now, once you're working with a realtor in an area, they see you building in there, guess what the realtor wants? They want a client that can close. They want a client that's going to purchase. They want somebody that's vetted in the area. And because you're already building that one house, just that one house, the realtors love you. And now they're willing to go out and bat for you. So when you go in, you talk to their sellers, they'll go in and say, hey, this guy's a builder in the area, or this girl, and this guy and gal, they're building in this area, but their house doesn't sell until about another 60, 90, 120 days. And we want to buy that lot. They're going to put in some escrow money, take a couple $5,000 out of escrow from your bank loan, put it on your next 2 lots, and then just let it sit there, guys, and let these lots sit there. And you guys go in and you start this process. So in month number 8 to 12, you're going in and you're doing design work. You're going in, you're doing this stuff right here. You find the lots again, because you can live and work in the exact same areas. Once you find an area, guys, you could spend your entire career there. Between 1999 and 2009, I never left the one area that I built in for over a decade. Never left. I was always within like a 1 mile to 2 mile radius of right where I was building at forever, for over a decade. Then the recession hit, the money migrated. I landed up moving into a different municipality. But since 2009, all the way till today, I'm in the exact same municipality. And the population where I build is less than 5,000 people. Yes, I'm 20 minutes from Albuquerque. Yes, I'm 20 minutes from Santa Fe. But I'll tell you guys, that same area with less than 5,000 people demographically, I've made millions of dollars, and I've built hundreds and hundreds of homes within that little area with a very low population hitting a very specific demographic. And so you can go in and you can just work with this specific demographic that services that area. You don't have to be bouncing all over the country. You don't have to be doing that stuff. You can just be staying in your own little market sector, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now you go in, you find it in the same area. You go in now, and now month number 8, 9, 10, you go in and you start your design. 8, 9, 10. You get your designs, you get them permit ready. Now you go in, you start talking to your banker and say, hey, Mr. Banker, Mr. Banker, if when I sell this house, I'm going to collateralize this $160,000. Don't go on an exotic vacation. Don't go out and buy yourself a Mercedes Benz or a BMW. I was driving around in a piece of shit black Nissan pickup truck with a 4-cylinder engine all over this country with a little four-banger. It'd go over 75 miles an hour, and the RPMs would hit over 4,000 RPMs. All over the country. But I was getting rich. I was getting rich. And so, ladies and gentlemen, collateralize it. This is not get rich quick. It's get rich for sure. Take $10,000, reward yourself, maybe do a little vacation. Don't go out and buy a Rolex. Don't go out and buy dumb shit. Collateralize it and go in and use that to go build 2 houses now. So you take this net profit, you talk to your banker comes in, they say, no problem. They collateralize it, they give you a loan for 2 more homes, and now in month number 12, you're permit ready, baby. You stick those permits in, and now as that thing's under plan review, it's just hovering. Those permits are just hovering. They're just waiting for this cash in right here at month number 14. So the second that month number 15 comes out, boom, game on, baby. 2 houses, ground up. And it's just as much work to build 2 houses as one. In fact, the biggest regret that most people have that do this is they sit back after the first house and go, damn, Jerome, you're right. 1 home's not enough. I have to be doing a minimum of 2 homes at a time to make it worth my time, because it's just as hard to do 2 as it is 1. And this profit goes up because you're able to shave $1,000 off of every single trade. So you're sitting back going, hey, I got 2. Can I get a little discount from your subcontractors? They shave off $1,000 here and there over 20 different trades. That increases that profit to $180,000, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what? That's how we went from $85,000 to $110,000 profit when we first started doing this business model back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you'll do the exact same thing. So then we come in and we say, okay, month number 15, month number 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, month number 20, build 6 homes. Month number 20, you get 2 homes done. Okay, you get 2 more. So month number 15 through 20, you build 2 homes. Okay, 160, that's another $320,000. Okay, so month number 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now you got to sell it 20, 21, 22. So month number 22, you sell. That's $480,000. Again, ladies and gentlemen, can you sustain yourself from spending that money? Because now you go to the Mr. Banker, you go, hey, can I collateralize this? And can I get a line of credit so I can build, yes, 4 homes, ladies and gentlemen, 4 homes. Because what you're going to realize is that it's no harder to do 2 than it is 4. Now, once you pass 4, you might want to hire an admin to help you. You don't even need a superintendent yet. Till you get like past 4 to 6, depending on how well you are at managing, you really don't even need a superintendent until you get to either 4 or 6 homes. Now, I did this all the way up to 8 homes. It was extremely stressful. So I recommend that you go in and you actually hire a superintendent after 4 to 6 homes. Okay. Now, but you could do 4 all on your own, part-time, working your full-time job. So now you go in month number 23. Build 4. Okay. Now, I know that this sounds like an undertaking, but it's not. I'll tell you guys that this is where it really gets exciting, because once this goes in your bank account, how many of you guys, by show of hands, are a little bit excited knowing that you have this money in your bank account? How many of you guys are skipping to work a little bit more now? One of the great things about doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is like, how many of you guys right now would not mind your job that much, even if you hate your freaking job right now, even if you hate it, if you knew you had an exit from your job, how many of you guys right now would be okay at your job knowing that you had an exit strategy and you had $480,000 in your bank account? How many of you guys like go wake it up in the morning and be like, be skipping work going, screw you, boss, shove a potato up your nose, whatever it is. You're like, who cares? I got 480. I know that last year you only made 120 and I got money coming in, baby. And in just a couple years, I'm going to tell you where to stuff that potato and I'm going to go in and I'm doing just fine. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you just go to work skipping at a different beat than everybody else because now you know you have an exit, right? So now all of a sudden, what stressed you out when you thought you might have to do this piece of shit job for 30 years, all of a sudden isn't quite that bad because it doesn't look that bad. Look at Ramez. Ramez hates his job. And I'll tell you, last night, let me just show you guys. This is the type of conversations I have with my business partners, just FYI, who was working a job just a few years ago. Look at this, guys. So last night on WhatsApp, he sends me this picture and he sends me this message and he goes, he goes, I was in Vegas and I was at a store and she showed me this lady showed me this watch with diamonds for $55,000. I loved it, he said. And then I said, oh, shit, that kind of looks like mine. I told him right there, kind of looks like mine. Mine costs a little closer to 70, but it kind of looks like mine, right? Mine has the chocolate face. It's the newest, greatest model. And he goes, looks the same, kind of nice. Maybe I'll just do one more project. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, get there first, right? He skips to work with a different beat, ladies and gentlemen. And those are the type of conversations we have. So what I'm telling you guys is building number 4, month number 23, you go in, you build 4 homes. Now, again, you don't wait to the end of this to go out and permit these 4 homes. Now at month number 15, 16, once you get these homes started, guess what you do? You go in, Mrs. Realtor, Mr. Realtor. Hey, guess what? I need 4 more lots. I need 4 lots. I need 4 lots. I need a delayed close though, because I don't want to buy those lots until month number 23. So I will go in, I'll put an escrow deposit on them. I'll commit myself to them because I don't want nobody to take those lots. So I'll put $5,000 towards them. I'll take some of this money and I'll put $5,000 towards them, $5,000 towards it, $5,000 towards it, $20,000 of this that I'm going to get back as soon as I sell them, but I'm going to put it towards saving and securing my next 6 lots. And so I'm going to go reserve another these 4 lots for this one. And then once I get here, I'm going to go reserve another 6 lots for the next build. That's how you scale. That's how you grow. Some of you guys might go, I only want to do 4 a year, Jerome. So when I'm done with these 4, I'm just going to do another 4 and then another 4. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, you can make really good friggin' money and a really good life, Okay. Now, so you go in over here, month number 15, 16, you tie up your lots. You'd be surprised what you can do once you have relationships. And then you go in and you start these builds. Month number 23, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Let's add a 29th month to that. Because at month 29, you might take an extra month to build 4 homes because things are running a little less efficient because you're growing a little bit. So it might take you 7 months to build the 4 homes. So month number 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, through month 23 to 29, you're building. Okay. Month 28 to 29. Now, 29, 30, 31, 32. Let's do 3 months to sell. Okay, so month 32, month 29 to 32, resale. You're selling the 4 homes, right? It's going to take you a little bit longer to sell all 4. Now you list them a little bit early, but you go in and you do 4, you sell these 4. So now you have 4 times 160, right? So 160 times 4, that's $640,000. Now, okay, month 32. By the time you close out, it might be month number 34, 33, 34. And ladies and gentlemen, you still got a little bit of time on your 3rd year to go out and make that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I did it. This is how I went out and made over $1 million back in 2000, 2001. Doing this, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I did it. I did it in 2 years. Now, is it a little stressful doing it in 2 years? Yes, but I did it in 2 years. You could do it in 3. But ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very feasible. Now, some of you guys are sitting back saying, hey, how about the IRS? Now, one thing that I tell people is this. Let me show you guys something. Okay? Now, I do recommend that you guys consult with your CPA and you guys consult with your accountants and CPA. But this is what I did. I didn't pay my taxes for the first 3 years. I expensed it because this isn't capital gains taxes, ladies and gentlemen. This is revenue and ordinary income for a business. Well, if you're scaling your business, when you go in and you pay, like every single house that I built, I have a folder just like this, guys. And what's in here is every receipt that it takes to build a house. I have a ton of them. I got for every house I've ever built, guys. For every freaking house I've ever built, I got folders, folders, and folders. I got another file cabinet right there, and I got one downstairs with every single house that I've ever built. I have every single receipt for every house and every folder. So if you come in and Roadrunner Waste right here, it's our dumpsters. American leak detection. We had a little water leak on the floor. We wanted to make sure that we had it taken care of. We have T Science Construction, our trim carpenter. House of Glass, all of our mirrors and stuff. House of Glass. Here's our invoices. A service center, Ortega's Propane. Okay. We have Sprinkler Irrigation Supply Company. We have Pat's Doors, every single bill. We have Buildology, the science of building, right? We buy gravel and stuff from these guys. Okay. We have every invoice for everything that ever went into that house, and we file it. And so guess what happens? That's an expense. Guess what I do with all those expenses? I'm flushing all those expenses every single year. So at the end of the year, it shows almost like I didn't make any revenue, but on my books, it does. It doesn't show as net taxable because I'm expensing it. As I'm growing my business, I'm reinvesting in my business. I'm taking this money to reinvest here to grow my business. I'm taking this money to reinvest here to build my business. Taking this money to reinvest elsewhere until you get into multifamily. Then when you get into multifamily, which is really cool, then you go in and you cost segregate the whole friggin' build and you depreciate it down to zero. That's why I always tell people, after year number 3, make sure you guys are working on multifamily. Because if you guys are working on multifamily after year number 3, you build, you rent, you hold, you depreciate the asset, and then you don't pay any taxes on any of this legally through what's called cost segregation and normal depreciation of an asset that you hold. And then you end up paying no federal income taxes. And that's what I love about what I do is I don't pay income taxes. Those of you guys who hate Trump, I don't care. I don't like the guy. Do I think that Trump wants a Hispanic guy sitting in the top of the US Congress with a US flag? Probably not. But guess what? He's a Republican. It serves me best to have these tax laws. I'm going to vote for somebody that serves my tax laws and takes care of me financially so that way I go in and I don't have to pay taxes on this stuff. Because how many of you guys want to go out and pay taxes to fund wars? I don't. That money's much better in my pocket, and I guarantee that money is much better off in your guys' pockets too. Yes or no? Yes. Okay? I will tell you guys that. Now, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. Now, I promised you guys that I want to work with 10 of you guys to do just this. Okay. Now, one thing that I know, having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are watching right now doing this, one thing that I know, ladies and gentlemen, is this isn't for everybody. And that's okay. I know that 89% of you guys, based on statistics, will fail. And the biggest reason why is because you'll never get started. I always run through this scenario where one of my mentors told me about who's the best baseball player was, and he asked me, Jerome, who's the best baseball player that ever lived? And I went through everybody. Jackie Robinson, the great Bandito, everybody. I went through the whole thing. And he's like, nope, 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 nope. And then at the end, I said, bro, who's the freaking best baseball player that ever lived? And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, I go, what do you mean? Is it a trick question? He goes, no. He goes, because I go, I didn't know. He goes, I don't know either. And you guys won't know because the best baseball player that ever lived never stepped up to the plate to swing the friggin' bat. And the best builder that's the best at this is in this audience, but you'll never step up to swing the bat. You'll never step up to the plate to get your very first lot. And that's the biggest problem, is that you'll never get started. And so I need decision makers. The Build Wealth community, which is the community that I've built, is about decision making. I don't want people that contemplate, to consider, to evaluate. Let me talk to my wife and let me make sure she's okay. That's great. But are you an executor, or is your wife going to tell you no because you sucked at everything you've done and failed at everything you've done for the history of you guys being together? Or can you go in and respectfully tell your wife, hey, out of respect, hey, I'm going to invest in doing a build because I know I can do it. And you've succeeded at stuff, and now you have to execute. I'm looking for executors. I'm looking for decision makers. I'm looking for people that want and know how to get things done with the right guidance, leadership, and direction can do so. That's all I'm looking for, guys. I have hundreds of you guys that are on here. I encourage everybody to apply. My team right now is going to drop you guys a link into the chat. And in about 5 minutes, you're going to get a link in your text message, SMS message. if you guys went in and put in the right phone number when you opted in, you're going to get an SMS message from me. The second you get that SMS message from me, I need you guys to click on that link and I need you guys to go in and apply. Now, I'm only going to work with 10 of you guys, and we're going to find resources for the vast majority of the rest of you guys. But 10 of you guys, I'm going to take under my wing. And for the 10 of you guys that we hand select today, you're going to get a 15-minute call with me, not to talk about your dogs, not to talk about your cats, your wife, your kids, none of that stuff. It's going to be point blank. I'm going to call you and say, hey, Ron, Jerome Maldonado, look, bro, I promised you 15 minutes. Let's get after it. What city you in? Oh, Denton, Ohio. Oh, you're in Clearwater, Florida. Oh, you're in San Antonio, Texas. Oh, you're in Kansas City, Kansas. Let's look. Boom. I'm going to get on the computer right there. Boom, 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 boom. And say, okay, right here. This is what we need to focus on. Okay. What's your goals? What do you want out of this? And it's okay if you want one home. It's okay, guys. One. Hey, Jerome, I've never done this shit before in my entire friggin' life. I'm going to be a slow student. That's okay. That's okay, Ron. It's okay. I just want you to get to the finish line. And if the finish line is 2 homes a year for you for the rest of your life, that's okay, because that's life-changing for you. Okay, what is it going to take to get that first one? That right here. I need you guys to focus on this right here. One, guys, this right here. Just one. I want you guys to focus on this right here. Just your first home, guys. Just this. It's number one, guys. Don't focus on the apartment complex to write this off. Focus on this one house, guys. Just one. That's all I want you guys to focus on. Just that. Just one. Okay? Hey, Ron, this is what we need to do. Where are you at financially? Let's get real here. Like, where are you at with the banks? What do you need help with? Do you need a hard money lender? Do you need private money? Do you need to learn how to raise capital? What do you need? All right. Like, where are you? Let me show you let me show you how to do this. Okay. And then I'm going to spend 15 minutes. And I'm going to call back to my team and say, hey, team, look, guys, this is Ron. This is his synapse. This is what he wants. This is his goals. This is where he is financially. This is what we need to work with Ron on. Okay. Susan, this is Susan. Susan's a slightly different. This is what we need to work with Susan on. 10 of you guys. And then we're going to filter you guys into our community, which our community is already building. Tons of success in there. And then you're going to have proximity to a shit ton of people that are already doing cool shit. Okay. And already doing this. They're already doing this. Okay. We just need 10 more of you guys on today's training. 10. 10 is what I can take this week. Okay. And then we're going to probably have about 20 of you guys that come into our proximity, but 10 to come in. Okay. It's by application process only. If you call in and you're like, oh, wishy-washy and all stuff, my team's going to tell you, hey, man, like, we love you. We're going to help you. But this isn't for you right now. You're not one of the 10. Okay. So all you wishy-washy people, it's okay. You might probably have some questions. We'll answer those questions. We today are looking for 10 decision makers that say, Jerome, I've been following you for a while. This shit makes sense. I've been waiting for this. I want to work with you guys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's time. The time is now. Let's go. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even going to do Q&A today, guys. I'm not going to even do Q&A today. I want to see how many of you guys really feel like you guys have the execution process that you guys need. But one thing I know about the vast majority of people that are on here today, you already know who I am. Okay, you guys have already been following our content. For the small amount of you guys that don't, it's okay. We're going to get you resources as well, and I am going to do a Q&A. In fact, what I'm going to do for those of you guys that are decision makers, I'm going to bring you into one of our buy, build, flip calls on Thursday, where I'm going to do some Q&A for you guys on Thursday's call. And I'm going to bring in like the last 30 minutes of our buy, build, flip call. I'm going to open it up to Q&A. And so those of you guys that are part of our community get our actual training call, and then we'll open up for Q&A on Thursday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you guys click on the link and apply. Okay, even if you don't feel like you know how, even if you're scared to death, even if you have absolutely no clue or no idea where you're going to be in 3 months, I know where you can be in 2 or 3 months. All I need is I need you guys to be humble enough and gullible enough to pay attention. Okay, our most successful students are the most gullible students, the ones that just bite it, hook, line, and sinker. They don't complicate it. They don't reinvent the wheel. They don't ask a bunch of, when I say stupid questions, there's no question that's stupid, but second guessing themselves, questions that otherwise second guess themselves or what they're doing. Those people that are decision makers and executors, that's who we're looking for today, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're looking for today. The financing resources will help you with that stuff. The locations and the proximity of where you need to go will help you with that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I have a team and a community that is strong. nationwide, even into Mexico, Canada, and in other countries. The same process that goes on here in the United States takes place across the world. Whether it's Dubai, whether it's China, there's a process of whether it's France, there's a process to this, ladies and gentlemen. And it's very similar from state to state, city to city, country to country. There are small logistical stuff, but it's viable everywhere. Okay. And we have a community that can support you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for coming out today. And I want to encourage you guys again to apply. Now, one thing I know is there's going to be sideliners that are going to sit back. They're the people in the audience. They're the people that are out in the stands. They're the people that are mad when the Dallas Cowboys lose. They're mad when the 49ers lose. They're mad, but they never did anything to help change the outcome of that game. Now, you can be in control of your own outcome. You might not be able to fix the football outcomes, but you can fix the outcome of your life by being a team player and being on the field. For the first time in your life, instead of being on a sideliner, you have an opportunity to be on the field, to play the game with coaches, with people, with friends, colleagues, and a community that'll support you. Not the naysayers, not the people that are at work busting you up, killing your dreams, and are going to work there at that job for the next 30 years. I want you to go to work and skip to work on a different beat, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to walk to work like this, okay? I remember when Michelle Watterson, her husband, came to me just less than 2 years ago, and he goes, Jerome, I want my wife to stop fighting. I don't want her to be fighting for the UFC anymore. He goes, we can't live our life like this, but we're so accustomed to an income. I said, bro, why would you put your wife back in the ring again with the UFC? Just start building houses. They're on house number 4 right now, ladies and gentlemen. He made over $200,000 on his first. He's going to make over 250 on his second. Now that it's coming up for sale, and then he has 2 others that he's going into, and he's super hyped. And now he's even taking on contracts with custom builds. Right? That's just one student of bunches, because I know a lot of you guys know who Michelle Watterson is and so forth. But nonetheless, guys, this is real, guys. It's not like arbitrage. It's real, and it can be life changing for you guys. Now, look, click below and click on the link and apply, and your SMS message should be out by now. So click and apply on the SMS. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you guys. Let's go out there. Let's crush 2024. It's early enough that we can go out there and make a massive difference and change in your life. And don't worry about interest rates. These loans are short term. We'll crush the interest rate thing. There's so much profitability in it. Pay the extra in the interest, and let's go crush some profits. God bless you guys. Good night. Let's go out and compound your success. Until next time, guys, I look forward to working with each and every single one of you guys. God bless you guys. And for the 10 of you guys that I get on the phone, let's get you on the phone before Friday. Thank you, guys. God bless you guys. You have to make a decision today when you get on the phone with my team if you're applying in order to be the 10. After today, it all goes away. God bless.